Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be listening. Welcome to another show on the Sports Music and Life podcast. This is another show of Let's Talk Football. Paul's back.
Hello everyone, how are we doing?
So we had a break off last week, so I went and watched England. So I think I'll start with that.
Yeah, start the England games.
There was a lot of criticism because of the loss. What was it? Did we lose to Japan?
Lost to Japan.
Yeah, we did lose to Japan, and we drew with Uruguay. That was the game I was at. But what you got to take into context is what me and Paul just talking about is he knows his team for the World Cup. That was a trial and error team, and one of them players that was there was Garner, James Garner. I was just saying to Paul, I was watching him warm up and I thought he was Cole Palmer to start with.
They do look quite similar.
We was a bit high up, me and the boy. The eyesight wasn't as good as that. And anyway, and then Palmer ran out after and I said to me boy, oh no, that ain't Palmer. And then it turned out it was Garner. And just watching him in that warm up, he's a player enough. And he looked really, really good when he played in the first half. Walton from
Adam
Palace.
Walton.
Yeah,
Adam
from
Walton.
Palace.
Yeah.
He looked a cracking player. So for me, from watching that, Thomas Tuchel has got a bloody headache for that centre mid.
Yeah.
Who's he going to play there? Because Anderson, I don't know about you, Paul, but Anderson and Rice, off me, are the first choices.
They're nailed on. Definitely nailed on. He's got Kobe Mainoo in there, who's picked up form again.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd start him if I was Tuchel. But he's got Garner in there. The only thing you would say about Garner is there's a little bit of a lack of pace. But he's quality on the ball.
Yeah.
I was gutted when we sold him at Man United. Thanks a lot, Erik ten Hag, for that. Absolutely dreadful judge of character. Or judge of a player, should I say. But yeah, Garner's quality. The other thing about him, he's very comfortable playing right back as well.
Yeah.
Or not. Yeah, he can play either centre midfield or full back. And he's actually the kind of midfielder that we're looking to sign this summer because we need a proper holding midfielder who could play number 6 who's decent on the ball. And you think we had it. We sold him for nothing as well. I think it was less than 10 million. Absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, so anyway, going back to the conundrum, you've got, there's going to be a clamour for Jude to be in there as well. If you think who was the midfielders in the last tournament, it was Rice, Jude and Trent, wasn't it? And he ain't going to play Trent in there. No. So yeah, Elliot Anderson, you got Wharton in there, Mainoo, Garner. You could play Rodgers there as well.
Yeah,
from Villa. So he's got 7, that's just off the top of my head. I'm sure there's more.
Yeah, from the way they've played together, my first choices are Anderson and Declan Rice for this World Cup. You go with them two. They've been the strongest.
And then one other.
And, and we've got good bench people. Now, the debate's over Foden or Bellingham, and I'm telling you straight away, I'm taking Bellingham over Foden. He's never turned up for England, and he was very quiet in the first half. He livened up in the second half, but then he come off. But I'm going to be biased. I'm taking Palmer.
I'm taking Palmer all day.
I've said
absolutely.
Now Chelsea fans probably won't agree with me when I say this, but I wouldn't start Palmer. Because if you look what Palmer done in the Euros when he come off the bench. And that's, I think, for me right now, I'd bring Palmer off to change the game to bring us the wins because that's what he done in the Euros and he come on and he changed the game. So that's why I say I wouldn't start Palmer because I think he's best of strong ability for us. Even starting to be good, but I think if we got someone that comes off the bench and wins us a game when we're being very poor, which let's face facts more than likely to be. The football was boring again. Everywhere you go, it's the same crap football. Me and Paul moaned about it constantly, and we're not the only ones that moaned about it. Everyone's moaned about it, and I'll tell you one thing I've noticed. I've been listening to TalkSport a lot. A lot of people are starting to blame Pep Guardiola for it.
Yeah.
If only this podcast was as massive as all the other ones out there, we would have been the first.
We've been calling him out since we started this.
Yes.
But yeah, he has kind of ruined it a bit. But yeah, I think international football in general isn't very good. It is always. I don't think you're going to get a lot of time to implement a really pretty style. But you could still. I think with the players we've got, we should probably still be playing better than what we are. I kind of agree with you on the Palmer thing because if it's either Saka or Palmer, and if you want strength in depth, I don't think Saka's the sort of player you can bring off the bench to change it. But if Saka's not in, because actually, to be fair, he hasn't had a very good season, Saka. I know the top of the league, but he hasn't. By his standards, he hasn't. I think he's been a little bit
off, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a little bit off form. So if his form carries into the tournament, you could, first couple of games, and he's not doing anything. You could bring Palmer in and start him.
See,
for sure.
Everyone's moaning about Palmer being out on the right. You taking him out of his game, and again, I have to disagree because when I've been watching Chelsea, he starts on the right, but if you watch Palmer, he's going all over that pitch. He's all over that pitch, so I don't blame Liam Rosenior for taking him out of the game because I think if you actually watch the game, you'll see him. He's floating around all on that front. I'm doing a Mexican wave.
I think he's better off the right than he is at 10. Funny.
I think with Palmer, which he wasn't getting under Maresca. And now everyone's crying for Maresca to come back. It weren't too long ago we were saying for him to get sacked. Now I'm sticking to my guns. I didn't think he was working under Maresca.
No.
We're going to get to Chelsea in a minute before I might lose where I am at the other round. But yeah, I think Palmer, you just give him that free run all across that front three, and you'll get the best out of him. And he's cracking to watch. One player I ain't taking, and he kept losing the ball every game, and his form shows for Spurs is that Jed Spence. I thought he was awful. I thought he was awful, mate. I'm not just saying that because he's Tottenham. I generally thought he was rubbish.
Yeah, but also, would you take anyone? I mean, Tottenham if they don't get relegated, it'll be by the skin of their teeth. Would you take anyone who's been in that kind of a team all year where do you know what I mean? Where they've all been so out of form. I mean, I wouldn't take Maddison if he was fit. There's too many options in the middle.
I don't think we need. I forgot about him. No, don't bother bringing him. No.
It's just I'm trying to think who else they've got who could.
Left back, I'll tell you who looked really good. Lewis Hall.
Oh yeah, Lewis Hall. To be fair.
And Livramento, he played at right back, and I thought he was good.
We've got loads of right backs, haven't we? We've got so many players who can play there.
I'll tell you another player I'm taking. Two players that will be the first players in my team for the finals. Excuse me, and that's Pickford and Harry Maguire. They turn up no matter what.
They're experienced as well.
No matter what, they will turn up. But again, that centre back, that's a hard one to claim too. And I don't think Tuchel's much a fan of Harry Maguire.
Yeah.
From what he was saying, but again, England have got a very good squad, as good as the one we had in 2006 with the calibre of players that we got. I'd say we got, I think overall, I think we got the best squad. It's whether you use them right. But the football was crap. I mean, Spain played very good.
Yeah, I think Spain and France have probably got slightly better. I just think
I'll take that. All right, the third.
I just think to win the World Cup, I think you need at least 3 players who are world class.
Yeah,
and I think I could give you 3 from Spain, easily 3 from France. Also, have you seen? I saw this thing. I think it was on X the other day, and someone put the graphics up of 5 possible teams that France could field, and it's nuts. The players they're leaving at home is
how many
crazy.
of them sitting in Chelsea's academy right now?
Exactly. But yeah, I think you need. I just think Harry Kane. Who else have we got that's world class?
Well, this is the other.
Do you know what I mean? I don't think there's anyone else.
I didn't think much. Again, Dominic Solanke, I thought he was awful, and he ain't done nothing for Spurs.
No,
even Ange didn't even want him at Spurs, and they paid a lot of money for him. And
I'd take Tony again before I took Solanke. I know he hasn't even played in the Premier League, but he's still quality.
He scored the most goals apart from I don't think Harry Kane. I know he's in the Saudi league, but
Saudi League's not that bad, mate. Do you know what I mean? It's not that bad.
And it's a lot hotter.
It's
so he'd be used to the heat. Obviously, you're starting Harry Kane. There's no two ways about it. You're starting Harry Kane, and he's absolutely flying in Germany. He's painful to say he is showing his class.
Oh yeah, he's quality.
But when it's sort of Samuel was there, my boy Alfie, and we was at England, and he booed. Well, I thought he booed. He said he didn't. It doesn't matter. That was our own little debate. And that was Jed Spence. I went, listen, I said, it don't matter if they play for Tottenham. When you play for England,
yeah, you've got to support.
You put that aside.
Yeah,
that's your Premier League. But England, I'm a big fan of getting behind them. I don't care what team you play for. When you're playing for England or Scotland, Wales, Ireland, or whatever country.
Do you know what? There was a thing that happened a couple of years ago when the England fans were booing Harry Maguire.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, yeah, he has been crap for Man United. I would never do this, but I'd be tempted to boo him if he was playing. You know, if I was at Old Trafford because he was that bad at the time. But I disagreed with booing him for playing for England because I say it doesn't matter what he's done. He doesn't let England down. Do you see what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter his form for Man United. He needs to be supported as an England player. You can criticise it was Southgate at the time for picking him, but you don't boo the player when he's on the pitch. No, not at all. Because that's just. I mean, what's that going to do? You're not going to help him at all.
Anyone that knew football, you see why he's getting picked because of what he's done. Whether he's been good in the build-ups, in the group stage, whatever. But when we get to the finals of the group stages, finals, and on wherever we go, there's two players that have consistently turned up over the last, I don't know how many years, and it's Pickford and Harry Maguire.
Yeah, the other thing with Maguire is if you've got to a point where you need... If you're 1-0 up, it's a semi-final, you know what I mean? Maybe you're playing someone really good like France or someone like that, and you need to defend and you need to go through at the back and you need to defend some long balls. He's the guy.
Yeah.
He is gonna.
He's good in the air.
He is really good in the air.
Anything
so if you do need anything with set feet, well, it's pace as well. But it's not as important at international football. Not many teams are going to play on the halfway line with their back four.
The thing, if you haven't got much pace and you stand a bit off, I remember I listened to an interview of a professional football player, and he always knew he didn't have the pace, so he stood a bit off.
Yeah,
and that's what he'd do.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think Harry would do that.
He's
more
intelligent
intelligent
enough to know
than
what
people
to do.
keep him a lot of credit
He's an experienced player. He's a good player.
So have you enjoyed Man United lately?
We haven't played, mate. I don't think we've played since the last time we did this. So we're not playing until Monday. I think it's actually 25 days. It's like we've had a whole... It's like pre-season.
Yeah. I think that's come back to bite you.
It could do, actually, because they have been looking... As we said in the last one, as I said, they have been looking a bit lethargic since this disruption in the calendar. Like, we've had a lot of cup games, which we're not in. We've had this international break. Then we've come back to FA Cup football. So we're not playing again until Monday. They might be a bit flat-footed.
Right, yeah, you might be, but in the long later run, I think that's going to do you well.
Hope so. Hope so that we're not in as many tournaments and that. So
it might pay to take Manu then if he's had that much of a break.
Well,
yeah, fresher for the
World
Cup.
The other thing with Manu is he didn't play for half a season as well. You think he wasn't getting in the team under Amorim, so he's fresh. You know, he would be. I would definitely take him again. I don't know if I'd start him because. The problem, I don't really like Manu in the midfield too. I think he's a further you know what I mean? Yeah. So I would if you're playing a 4-3-3, I think he's the last one. If that he's not quite a 10, but in the double pivot, he hasn't got the positional sense defensively, and he does things like he'll get the ball and he'll try and dribble out of trouble, which he can do, but he does it all the time, and sometimes he will lose it. Yeah. So he's not He was never a 6 when he was in our academy. It's only when he came through that Ten Hag played him there, and he did all right. He's done really well, but he isn't a natural double pivot player. He's not a natural 6. So
I'll tell you, another one's come to mind actually. That you let go, that Gomez.
Oh yeah,
French League.
To be fair, he didn't want to sign, and I don't blame him because he wasn't going to get the opportunities under Ollie. It just wasn't obvious that he was gonna get picked. He's done well in France.
He's done a good job I was just going back to England too.
He was being picked for Carsley, by Carsley, because Carsley was under 21s manager and doing well. But Tuchel hasn't obviously been picking him. But he's a good player. He's always been a really good footballer. It's his. I think he might have realised as well that the Premier League, because he's quite small, so he might have been. Do you know what I mean? He might have been thinking, well, I'm a bit too small, and I haven't got the pace and the power for this league.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a good technical footballer, definitely. I'd have him back for sure. But
do you think he respects the ball though? As a Liam Rosenior would say.
Respects the ball. Looks after the ball.
That's one of the most stupidest things I've ever heard. I didn't realise he was saying it until Robbie said about it in the van. And now we every time we talk about football, we say, well, they're not respecting the ball.
Respecting the ball. Does that mean that they're not...
I don't even know
keeping possession. Is that what he means?
I think he's talking bollocks.
he doesn't even know what he means.
This is. Are you done with Man United?
Yeah, there's nothing to say. There's no changes whatsoever. Apart from Maguire's signed a new contract.
Yes.
Casemiro might.
I've heard he's definitely going now.
Oh, definitely going. There was talk he might, but I would like to keep him. But Maguire signing.
And he's had and he's cut wages in it, and that just shows the character again about Maguire. The crap he's been through at United, and he's come through, and he's been one of your best players.
He's a valuable member of the squad, that's for sure.
Yeah. So I've been really trying to get behind Liam Rosenior. We got absolutely spanked by PSG.
Yeah, that wasn't good.
Funny enough, first person we bumped into at Wembley was a Chelsea fan.
Right.
And I weren't jumping on the bandwagon, but now I'm starting to think so. I don't think the players want to play for him.
Well,
I think
I could understand
that.
And
a lot of it is what the analysts are saying is because I think it's Paul Merson actually. He definitely said this bit. I'll get to in a minute. I'm pretty sure Paul Merson. I'll tell you what. If you ever get a chance and you're on Sky Sports News, have a read up about his analysing. He gets it down to a T a lot of the time. He calls it right. And he says he doesn't think... It might have been Gary Neville. It's one of them two, I believe. Anyway, I might be wrong. But they said that, when you're writing notes to them all the time, they're like... You can tell they're just...
Well, they're not... I mean...
He swore.
I remember... I read Brian Clough's book, actually. I know he's a bit... Obviously old school and was managing in a completely
he wouldn't last 5 seconds now, would he? He'd be arrested.
But he often said footballers aren't the brightest, and it's not a criticism. It just is. Particularly English footballers aren't the brightest. The continental players do seem to be a bit more, because the thing is with if you're like a Spanish academy player, they will kind of force you to do your exams and all that kind of thing. Whereas our lot kind of be, they're just like, he's going to be a footballer.
Now I think they do. Now,
right, they do now.
Robbie, who I work with, he was under Cole Ewan, and he had to do all that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it could be different now, but anyway. But they're still not. You know what I mean? Like they're not going to. And particularly in the game. I mean, even like people who are bright. You're not gonna. You're in the middle of a game and you're getting all these instructions. You're like, mate, I can't process all this right now. I've got to operate off of instinct.
I really think he's overcomplicating saying and that. I don't know if it was we was talking about it on the last podcast. It's been a while, but I generally think that it's in every sports now. It's become a chess game, like a tactician.
I agree,
and even sometimes with boxing, it's boring. You've got someone running away, and I know you don't watch boxing much, but I love boxing, and even something that's boring. I get the main object in boxing is not to be hit. I get it, but you've got to throw punches. So sometimes you get someone's running.
Isn't that interesting? How football is almost the same. Don't get hit.
Do you know what I mean? A lot of the sports now is gone too scientific, and it's just getting so overcomplicated. And football is probably one of the simplest games to play. And I think all these new managers are just coming in overcomplicated, and I think that's what Liam Rosenior is doing. And this is it, Paul Merson. I read about what Cucurella said. And when you look at it, it was a lot worse than what Enzo said. They asked Enzo, and they stitched him up a bit depressed. But Enzo, I've said it for ages. He's not half time. He doesn't look like he wants to play for Chelsea.
Oh no, really.
He's looked good for us at times, but then as soon as Real Madrid coming in, he's going. He don't want to be.
Yeah, that's what he wants.
I've always had that feeling with Enzo. And I don't blame him. I wouldn't blame him. Cole Palmer went, Enzo went, or Cucurella, because it is an absolute shambles. It ain't going in the right direction. We've gone completely back this season, and I don't think we've gone back. I think we're much different to what we was. I think we were lucky to win that Club World Cup. The only game we absolutely turned up for, and that was the final. And we've had lucky runs to these finals too that we've been in. And secondly, and I don't think obviously what we're bringing in, it isn't going to be competing. And I think that's where us Chelsea fans have to admit, it ain't the old Chelsea anymore. We've got to put up with this crap that's in there. Yeah. And Paul Merson said, if you're doing that to Enzo, then you've got to do it to Cucurella. So he's banned Enzo. I don't know if you know, he's banned Enzo Fernandez for 2 games.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
no, I didn't know that.
He's fined him and banned him for 2 games. I just assume, so he's banned him and fined him for 2 games. And we had the Port Vale one, fair enough.
What for?
Because, that's it. Sorry, I got sidetracked. So basically, Enzo was away on international duty, and they've asked him if he wants to live in Madrid one day. And he's gone, I'd love to live in Madrid one day. He's not said he wants to play for Real Madrid. That's all he said.
Yeah, but that could be when he retires.
So,
I mean, that's a bit.
I think we all know what he means, but it ain't. Ain't bad. And because he said after PSG too, didn't he? He didn't know if he's going to stick around.
Oh right, okay, all right.
So he set himself either way. He set himself up, but he's just being honest, and I don't blame him. But so he's been dropped for 2 games and fined. I don't know whatever he fined. I'm pretty sure he got fined 2. Whereas Cucurella has slated the ownership, their transfer policy, and said he wants. I'm pretty sure he said he'd like to go back and play for Barcelona. He wants out too. Now, I think he's been a lot worse than Enzo, but because Enzo's vice captain and Liam Rosenior, and he's dropped him for City. Cucurella was on the bench for Port Vale. Yeah. But if you're going to do it, you drop both of them.
You have to. Yeah, you have to be consistent.
And Cucurella's even said too, he preferred Enzo Maresca.
He's practically begging to be dropped.
Enzo Fernandez ain't even said it. And he said that, and he said we shouldn't have got rid of him through the season. Well. So, and Paul Merson's like, and he's right. He's you should have been doing him. So I think he's. And I'm starting to get on the bandwagon now, and I really give him a go. But I think the players don't want to play for him. And when you keep starting Garnacho, who's crap, as far as I'm concerned, any manager needs to be sacked for that. Yeah. And do you know what? He's got a pink Audi too, and that just sums up.
Oh, didn't know that.
yeah, I've watched it on YouTube.
He is a silly boy. Yeah. He needs to get down and just put some
work in. He ain't even getting in the Argentina squad, so...
No, he's not. Well, they sussed him out when he got called up. I think he played a couple of games for them. You should have seen the Argentinian fans slate him.
They're ruthless, aren't they?
They are ruthless because you see the type of players they've had throughout the years. I mean, obviously you can say Messi, but they've had Tevez, Riquelme, they've seen Claudio Lopez, Crespo. Do you know what I mean? They've had some ridiculous players play for them. And then when they see
Cambiasso, the old centre mid, the one for Inter Milan, he was a cracking player.
He was a cracking player. They've had some. I mean, they've had some brilliant players. They've had Veron, Batistuta. The Recaba, I think, was he Argentinian or was he Uruguayan? I can't remember now.
Diego Simeone,
yeah, they've had some quality. But so to see a bum like him on the wing and losing the ball and can't control the ball and doing things that he's trying to take players on and losing the ball all the time. They're not gonna think. But so he doesn't get in the Argentine squad, so he shouldn't get in your team either.
But then the other thing too, what other Chelsea fans. They might agree. Let us know. But from what what you're reading here and here, but I haven't heard anyone say Maresca played him a lot too.
Yeah.
So, but it's just an absolute shambles, and I can't see Liam Rosenior sticking around. But with this new ownership, but do you know what? Do you know what set him up for it too? and when he was saying it, I was thinking, oh, mate, shut up. He's saying, I've earned my right. I've earned my right. But yeah,
what Rosenior said.
That's
that.
what he's saying. He's
and
he coming when you're coming in and saying that, and I think you're going to rub people up the wrong way straight away.
Yeah. Do you know what? Actually, I was going to say about him is that you think the players don't want to play for him, and I think it might be because he actually hasn't done anything in the game. Because I didn't realise. I remember him when he was a player briefly, but I didn't realise he was even managing a team. I didn't realise he was a manager. Well, he just, I know he did all right with your other team.
Derby, he was really they reckon it was him that was behind keeping Derby up or whatever it was with Derby, and Strasbourg. Yeah, he done all right.
He done all right with Strasbourg or whatever it is, but yeah,
but he was. He's a yes man, isn't he? Yeah, he's a yes man, and I just think he's overcomplicating the game, and you can tell. If he's talking like that in press conference to respect the ball and the players are like, you saying that and then I was saying to Robbie, imagine we're in their health and safety or whatever and we're sitting there working and someone comes in and says respect this and you're talking that. I know I'm going to look at Robbie and go, and you're going to laugh at him, aren't you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's like you when you're teaching the guitar, you tell them to respect the guitar. You know, it's nonsense.
It's nonsense. But...
So if that's how he's talking in
the
press
conference room,
and he's obviously talking in the change room. What he's so, but one thing I will give him credit for, he and half back the players. You know.
Oh, okay.
But then again, on the other hand, when you're telling Sanchez to do stuff that he can't even do it anyway. So
yeah, exactly.
Stop telling him to do it then.
Yeah.
If you not watched his game, But yeah, we'll see. That's the Chelsea
with Rosenior as well. I do wonder if the players think, because there's going to be a lot of managers available in the summer, and they got Rosenior and Xavi was available, sort of thing, and they might be thinking that, like, do you know what? I'd rather work with Xavi. I don't. We did, like, they might even be like me. Didn't even realise Rosenior was still in the game. So they might be disappointed, and they might be thinking, do you know what? We might be able to get a better manager.
We're never going to get that sort of calibre manager.
No,
we got Enzo from the Championship because he got Leicester up because they wanted to play the Man City way, and they got Liam. Liam only got that job because he was at their sister club. Right, we ain't getting no top class manager, and I don't think any manager will want to come near Chelsea. You know, the only
it's quite an attractive
let's
job,
go back to it again.
Yeah.
Pochettino's the only decent manager we've had on. We got rid of Tuchel. He was already at our club, but we got rid of the best manager we had.
Their choices have been poor when you think about it.
They ain't got a clue. They ain't got a clue what they're doing.
Maresca, receipt. Yeah, that's four kind of.
And they pay, and they gave him a big contract too.
Cost a lot to get rid of him.
And it just shows these idiots ain't got a clue what they're doing. And the Chelsea fans, the song is, we don't care about Clear Lake. We don't care about us. All we do is care about Chelsea FC.
Yeah.
And then they go into they tell Egg Barley to, for adults, you know what they're saying. But they ain't going to go. They obviously earning money some way for it. I don't know what it is. It's an absolute shambles, mate. It is painful, but football's painful. But on another note, sorry, Paul, I'm waffling on here a lot, aren't I?
No, it's all right.
So, Lincoln City have been the first team to get promoted.
Congratulations to
Lincoln City. They've been promoted to the Championship.
That is fantastic for them, isn't it? Is that how? I mean, when was the last time they were?
I don't. Yeah,
when was the last time they were that high in the division? Not in the division, in the Football League pyramid thing. So when was the last time?
So the Cole U managers. Oh no. I sent the wrong bit over. Lincoln City have been promoted to the Championship for the first time in 65
That's
years.
It, yeah, that's nuts. I was going to
say 5 games to spare, so they're
brilliant.
I must admit, I haven't kept much an eye on them. Well done. It's a Lincoln promotion to League 2 in 2017. I think this might have been under the managers, the two brothers, wasn't it? I might have this wrong. The two brothers that are now at Colchester United.
Right.
And then to League One in 2019. 7 years later, they will be playing in the Championship football for the first time since 1961. So well done to Lincoln for the first team getting promoted.
Fantastic.
Let us know in the comments if anyone from Lincoln's listening. Is the football just as boring as it is everywhere else?
I hope you can stay in the division because that is fantastic. They've had a long history as a club.
And it seems, reading into that they're building it over years. Not like Wrexham. I think if Wrexham get in the Premier League, they're doing exactly what Ipswich done. They're coming straight back down.
Oh, bold prediction. I do think Wrexham are getting the Premier League eventually.
Obviously, but you know what I mean is when Ipswich went from League One to the Championship straight to the Premiership, I think that was too early.
Too much too soon.
And we went and watched. I might have spoke about it in the last podcast. We went and watched Ipswich Leicester, and it was 30 odd minutes before a shot had been. I took the boy. So he's from Colchester, born and bred in Colchester. I'm from Southend, and no disrespect to Colchester, but the atmosphere is rubbish. And a lot of you say because you was against the Layer Road move and all that.
Layer Road atmosphere was pretty good.
They don't like the new stadium. So I went to show after it because Southend, the atmosphere's always been cracking. We've never been a great team. Every now and then we'll have a run where we get the Championship or to the top league, you know, and then we go back down very badly, very badly. But the atmosphere's always been good, so I took him to see Southend. And do you know what? Even the National League football was the same.
Good.
But Braintree and I scored a screamer though. I can't remember what his name was, but yeah, it was a screamer. But yeah, so they run, get all the way up there, and go back.
Yeah.
And you think, well, what's the point of that? What was the point of even running then?
Unfortunately, that Pep style has trickled down into every league. And I was watching a non-league local game a couple of years ago, and they were trying to play out from the back, and they're losing it every time. I'm like, you haven't got the players to do this. You know, I mean, no disrespect, but
you do it out from the back, fair enough. But it's just all I think one of the main adjustments need to be done is that quick passing and use your wingers. It's like the days where you could get a Lampard or a Gerrard or a Paul Scholes out of both of them that will get the ball, look up, ping, out wide straight away. You don't have to go and pass to him in the centre, to pass in, to come back to pass in, and then you've missed your opportunity because by the time you've got it over there, that player's now marked. You know, the days of Paul Scholes being able to ping a ball, Pirlo, I can't think, Beckham, yeah, the top class players that that's dead in football, and that's all you need to just speed the passing. I don't know why. Listen, I got my level 1 in coaching, right? Paul can be my assistant. So if any professional teams need us to come in and coach them, we're up for it because we'll get you playing fast-paced football and we'll make it entertaining again.
Also, I want to see the return. The trouble is there's too much data in football now as well. It's not. Yeah. To be fair, it's not all Pep because a lot of the teams have worked out that things like I miss the long shots. And sometimes I'll see goal of the month compilations from 2003 for a random month in the Premier League, and there are some absolute screamers in that. I watched one the other day where Rooney was playing for us, he took the ball. The ball came to him. He took it on the chest, and then he brought it down, and he volleyed it, and it must have been 30 yards out, an absolute screamer in the top corner. I thought, bloody hell, you're never going to see anyone even try that now, because if they miss, they'll be berated by their manager because, unfortunately, long shots, they've worked out, have a very low percentage of going in. But when it does go in, it's absolutely blinded. But players are told not to take risks anymore. This is the problem. Because there's too much data where they say, no, if you can work it down the wing and then you can cut it back and get it into the 18-yard box, you've got a high percentage chance of scoring. So all the goals we see are the same.
Pass it in the back. I mean, that goal against Newcastle too. Rooney.
It's crazy. But there's no creativity or like unpredictability in football anymore because they're told to stay in that. Again, Pep is responsible for the positional play thing where they're like, right, you stay in that zone and you don't react until the ball comes to you.
Keep in the middle.
Yeah, and they don't. they haven't got the freedom they used to have. So maverick footballers like I was trying to think of his name the other day. I mean, actually, to be fair, if Cantona came through now, you would never get in the team. It'd never, because there's
Glenn Hoddle wouldn't.
No, exactly. Who was the one that played for? Was it Portsmouth? He played under Redknapp. Oh, Tarat. Adel Tarat. What a player, mate. Do you know what I mean? He was quality.
I can't picture him right now.
He was quality. I think he played for QPR actually, but he was quality.
Oh, yeah. He was a pain in the arse, wasn't he? Yeah, he was a nightmare. Neil Warnock's talked about him. You see, he's one of the most frustrating people.
Yeah, but he was a brilliant footballer. He was a brilliant. Do you know what I mean? He was that maverick kind of player who was unpredictable, and he could. He's the sort of player who. He could be really frustrating, but he could win a game by himself, and you'll never see that sort of player again. In fact, the last one who is kind of like that is Grealish a bit. He's still got that sort of maverick. I can do. This is why I thought it was a mistake not to take him to the last tournament for England, and I would take him to this one because you can bring him off the bench. He can change a game like that because he's just got it.
I think one of them players that could be like that is Cole Palmer. If you let him off
he
the
is
leash,
like that.
do it.
He is like that.
Stop containing him and let him do it.
Stop giving him so many instructions and telling him to track back. We don't care. We just want to see him. We want to see some entertainment.
Going on about passes, I mean, you don't even see it now. That Rooney pass to Van Persie, and I've always said, I mean, the goal was world class, but that pass for me was better than the goal, and the reason
goal of the decade, mate. I think
because that got pinged and it dropped right in front of him,
right on his foot.
But you don't see that now, and
a
lot of it's through the middle.
I think a lot of them they're told again there's a high percentage chance you'll lose the ball, so they don't practice it anymore. They don't practice pinging long balls like that. Scholes and Beckham used to practice that all day. So
you're right. It's just too many
safe,
scientific stuff to it. Football was always known as divvy people, let's say,
It's the beautiful game, mate.
Yeah,
and you can't change that, know.
Just not all sports in general, sort of made it so complicated, isn't it, really? Yeah. I don't even know how long we've ranted on for this one.
36 minutes, actually, so I think we'll wrap it up.
Yeah, we'll wrap that up here. Again, let us know what you think in the comments. See if you agree with us. You're probably fed up with listening about us moaning about it. But, in all fairness, we brought scientific people into it this time.
Exactly.
But, let us know what you think, as usual. And thank you very much for listening to Sports Music and Life podcast. And we'll bring you one soon. Thank you.
Catch you soon, everyone. Thank you very much. Take care. Goodbye.